Wait, I'm still shielded. I'm still shielded! When I first saw the IceFall Mantle, I thought this was going to be the most OP thing in Destiny's history. Replacing your Titan Barricade with an overshield has insane potential for outplay. But I honestly think they did a good job balancing this. In PvP, you are a walking tank, but you cannot slide, you cannot jump, you can't even sprint. So if someone knows that you popped this, well, they can just run away from you and it's going to be impossible to catch them. Now, it does make you extremely tanky, and at the end of the video, I'm going to show you some of the stuff you can tank, and, 1v1, if you're engaging with someone, they aren't going to beat you, even if they've got heavy in many situations. So, 1v1, it is probably one of the best exotics in the game, but there are massive cooldowns, right? You cannot get this recharge going while you have the shield, and that's 20 seconds of the game where you're getting no cooldowns. You can't get that next overshield. The movement limitations are also huge because, not being able to slide, not being able to jump, it's really hard to even engage and catch people off guard with this thing, right? They know you're popping it around a corner, and so a good player won't get abused by this. Now, I could see this being valuable if you need to push into a lane, if you need to push into a capture zone. There's going to be some moments where IceFall Mantle will be incredible and very hard to counter. If you're playing Trials of Osiris, I could see this being an absolutely god-tier exotic, especially when the round is going near the end. If you need to push in and get a revive, maybe, IceFall Mantle will be incredible. And so I'm very excited to test this long-term, and I'm going to use it for some fun little builds down the road. But I don't think that it's going to break the game. Now, in PvE, this thing's interesting. This thing makes you a walking tank, and it kind of lets you cheese some content, which I'm going to show you now. If you want to see the PvP testing, skip ahead. It's near the end of the video. I'm going to have a little timestamp down below in the comment section that you can click. Now, typically in a panic situation, you would pop your barrier and hide behind it, but area of effect can still really hurt you. Well, even though I'm in a pinch situation and going to die, I can actually pop this shield and just kind of stand here. Now, I'm also going to recharge while that shield is active, and this is going to give me a very, very nice amount of time to survive. In that amount of time, you can usually kill most enemies in the game and get away. Now, these are basic enemies out on the world map. What about if you're doing something like a legendary lost sector? That's going to be much harder, and the enemies are going to absolutely truck you. Now, in a lot of high-level content, when there are enemies that are much stronger than you, you essentially anarchy shot them, and you overload them, and you try not to die, right? And even 1v1 against a lot of these enemies, they will almost instantly kill you. But the IceFall Mantle gives you the opportunity to be shielded so that you can execute this, and you can get that anarchy shot off, guaranteed, right? You pick off all the trash mobs, and then what you would do is you'd barrier. You've got 20 seconds here to line this up. Find where that captain is, right? Overload him. Get those shots on. Maybe take out some other trash mobs. And you're relatively safe now, even if he hits you a couple times. And you can kind of cheese content with this. Now, you could use a Saitan's Rampant or whatever and hide behind your barrier. There's multiple ways you can do this. But I've found that this is really good for solo content. It's super good for solo content because it allows you to push out and engage on these enemies 1v1, and it's really hard for you to die. And normally, if you just misplay, you miss that anarchy shot, that captain might neuter you and kill you. And so there is a long cooldown on this. You can spec for resilience. I don't have a lot of resilience right now on this because I've got a bunch of janky gear. But I see a lot of potential here, especially for content where the enemies are going to kill you in one hit. They're going to absolutely decimate you. And I like it. Is it flashy? Maybe not. Is it the best exotic in the game for PvE? No. But I wanted to show this off. But for PvP, this thing's pretty funny, even though there's some major weaknesses involved. So let's just say there's other people coming to heavy. You'd be like, okay, don't let them get to it. Never mind, Warlock is just better. So you would have to do it after the first shot hits you probably because of the animation. Let's try that again. I still have it. Nah, you're gonna get punished. You're gonna get punished. You can make it work. You can make it work, but you're gonna get punished doing that. Oh my! It's a heat-seeking missile! Now, popping this thing right in front of someone is usually going to get you killed. Especially if they're a competent player. If they're a noob and they miss their shots, you can punish the hell out of them. But there's one thing I wanted to bring up, and that is freezing. Unfortunately, freezing absolutely destroys you. It destroys everybody. But because you can't jump, because you can't sprint, you can't slide, it's very easy for people to freeze you. And once you're frozen, you're pretty much dead. And unfortunately, even though this is a 1v1 exotic where pretty much anyone in the game can't kill you in a reasonable time, I'm going to show you that at the end, the second you get frozen, you're dead. And against other supers and other, or I guess other subclasses, you actually do pretty good because they can't freeze you. And you're tanky. But against any other stasis subclass, you're in trouble. You're in major trouble. And I don't know if I love that or hate it or what, but IceFall Mantle can feel very weak. But when it does work, when you are 1v1 against someone, when you are in a gunfight, or they're using a different subclass, you can feel like a walking tank. And I want you to see some of the crazy stuff that you are able to tank with this right now. So, double melee. If you are close range and you're in a melee trade, they cannot beat you, which is pretty damn cool. Shoddy blasts cannot kill you. So even if they get a nice little shotgun blast on you, they will not kill you. Doesn't matter how close range they are, what shotgun they use. There's nothing they can do to kill you. And any primary duel in the game, they have no chance. They have to shoot you like 2 or even 3 extra times. It's not even close. Some weapons are better, like auto rifles are, for whatever reason, really good at dueling this. But if you're using a scout rifle, a hand cannon, you're going to have a tough time. A pulse rifle, going to require 3 extra bullets. So it really does help in those 1v1 situations against actual people who use guns and don't just freeze you 24/7! Alright, so we're shielded up. 5 shots. 5 headshots. If you body shot once, it's 6 shots. Shot him. It does slow. So it's a 3 burst. So 1 extra burst from no time. Yeah, the summoner's pretty quick. The summoner's still really quick. Wow. So you're dead after that. Shoddy melee, let's see. Shoddy melee? Shoddy melee will kill you. Okay. So shoddy melee kills you, for sure. So 1, 2, 3. So it's a 3 melee if you get up close. So you could like if you know he's right here, you could like pop it and then just try to melee trade. So headshot, you're gonna die. I figured. Survives a double body. Good. Good. An aggressive will probably kill you though. Alright, so tap fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 shots from Hammerhead. How long does it how much is it normally? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 extra shots for heavy. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. 3 extra shots from the Hammerhead. So like okay, so Hammerhead me. I'm gonna pop it. You Hammerhead me and just like spam shots at me. and I'm gonna hand cannon you. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna see if I can outduel you. I mean, I got flinched and I still won that. You can see the potential there, right?